Hello and welcome back to the next episode of Let's Play the Third Courier. And the last time what I said was that we were going to try and get some better weapons and armor. Actually, we actually just got better weapon, but now we're going to try to do a little bit of grinding to get some money so that we can go over and attempt to get the second part of the non-nuclear data defense plans. Now, of course, to do that we need some money, so I'll go ahead and explain a little bit. Now, before we continue, I'm going to go ahead and do a few things that will change the way that we actually play the game for this part. For example, I'm going to go ahead and arm the Ingram or the MAC-10. It's actually a MAC-10. And I'm going to use the briefcase. Now what the briefcase does is it not only puts the weapon that you are armed away, so all you have to do is use the briefcase to bring it out again, but it also allows you to carry another large weapon, such as a submachine gun or an assault rifle. So I'll go ahead and do that. And another thing we're going to go ahead and do is, I know that thus far we've actually been sneaking a lot and running into a lot of police officers and having to show our papers each and every time. And so what we're going to do, because we really don't get a lot of experience we don't get any experience by showing our papers to cops, I'm going to go ahead and take off the sneak option. This will allow us to roam around West Berlin and then actually encounter more of the thugs and assassins and everybody else. So that way, if we encounter, actually what we want to encounter is the drug addict, because he carries the HK gun that actually can be sold to the butcher for a pretty decent price. So if we can get some of those encounters, we can actually try and sell the weapons and get some better armor. So, and I'll also show you another thing too. Actually, I need to go back. Go back to what's the name of the street? Potsdamer Straße. Right now, I'm on Hauptstraße, which means head or main street in German. So looks like we've already got a mugger to fight. However, I don't need, well, I do need to kill him, obviously, but what I'm going to do next, I can hit him, of course, there we go, I just killed him. What I need to do next is make it to the butcher shop. And it should be on this one. Oops, no, that's Hohenzollern. Well, you know, I could probably get back to Potsdamer Straße if I go this way. So, here we go. There's the butcher shop. Okay, now that we have bribed him, this is going to be the sell feature I'm going to be using next. So, our trusty S&W Model 10 we're going to sell. And because we've got some better weapons now, I'm going to sell our Walter P5. So that will actually leave up some room for me to grab some guns from the people that we kill and then sell them over to the butcher. So what we're going to do is grind a little bit, but also I'm going to, let's see, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this mugger. There we go. Now I'm going to take his gun. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to use the briefcase. Then I'm going to take his gun. Alright. So now I can just go back and sell it to the butcher. Oops. There we go. Sell it. Sell the Beretta. So I've got market value. Now, of course, you can keep track of how much money you have up at the top of your inventory menu right there. And we can also take back, because that's the thing, is we have to look and see whether or not we have enough to buy things. So right now I don't have a lot of money to buy very much, but what we're trying to do is buy the Mark II vest. And we are getting mugged all over the place, but no matter. Hey, just off to mugger. Okay, great. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to use this just in case a cop shows up. And sell it. Alright, there we go. Alright, so now we can take, here we go. So it's getting higher, it's getting up there, but we still have a long way to go. So another thing I'm going to show you too is this feature right here. And we have not done this thus far, I believe. And in one of my other videos, when I talked about the cash machines, I mentioned that it would add 30 DMOC to your inventory. Actually, that's incorrect. It actually adds 100 DMOC to your inventory. So this actually will help you to afford some of the bigger items that you need to buy. Now, of course, I don't know how much you can withdraw per day. I haven't actually tested that, but we're going to probably make at least 2 or 3 withdrawals from this cash machine so that we can afford the Mark II. Or actually, it's not even just the Mark II vest. We got some other stuff we'll probably want to get to. So the way you do to get cash, you use the cash card, because there's a good exchange rate on DMOC. So I've got 100 DMOC, and I'm going to go back towards the butcher shop. So I kind of just sort of, I just kind of waltz around the strip a little bit and take care of bad guys is what it basically ends up being. And then I take whatever guns they leave behind and sell them to the butcher. So now the thing about it is that it doesn't really, I don't know, depending on the type of guns they leave behind, it does take a while for you to actually accumulate. And some guns actually will give you more money than others, or I should say they will fetch a higher price when you sell them to the butcher. So for example, we have 329 DMOC. If I sell them the Derringer, 25, and now I've got 339 DMOC. So let's see where we are. Okay, so we've actually got several more options. The next thing I'm going to buy is I'm going to buy the Balisong. Now, Balisong, another word for that, will be probably more familiar to most of you, is a butterfly knife. And, of course, to this day, still illegal in Germany. So, that's why we want to get it. Actually, it's not even just that. It also happens to be the best melee weapon in the game, because some characters will actually approach you armed with a switchblade or a stiletto or a billy club, or for example. And the Balisong is the best melee weapon in the game. And so the reason why I'm buying a melee weapon is just in case, because I've actually played ahead before and actually got into a point in the game where I was in a place that had a lot of enemies and a lot of powerful ones at that, and I ran out of ammo. And that's a very bad position to be in, because when you have a person, if you have a mugger, if you have a criminal or whatever shooting at you, or if you have a criminal that has a switchblade and you don't have any ammo, then the Balisong will actually help. It'll be better than just trying to fight somebody barehanded, and because you will lose big time if you try to fight the criminals, for example, with that have at least have switchblades. So this will actually be just as good, or if not better. I mean, it's better than having nothing but your bare hands. So, alright, well, I'm going to try and I'm going to use my cash card again to get 100 more Daymok. And see if we can find some drug addicts so we can steal their HKs. Alright, well, instead I've got a police officer, but same drill here. Fortunately, I'm unarmed. I will use my passport and show my papers. It's pretty commonplace in this game, actually. But the thing about it, though, is that because I have the sneaking option off, doesn't mean that I won't encounter police officers. It just makes it less likely that I will. It makes it more likely, if I'm not sneaking, to encounter other characters. The same thing goes for when you're sneaking. It's not a guarantee that you won't encounter some other character, like besides a police officer, like drunk or an assassin or whatever else, but it makes it less likely that will happen. So, in the meantime, I'm trolling the street, trying to find bad guys to kill, take their guns, and then sell them on the black market. Fun times. Ooh, look, we're in luck. Alright. Well, I guess this assassin is going to try to kill us no matter what, so I guess we should probably kill him first. Wow, he does a lot of damage, as you can see. Hopefully I won't. There we go. Notice that he does a lot of damage. This is one reason why we need some kind of bulletproof vest, so that we can do that. Alright, well, we're almost done with the video, so I'm going to go ahead and, or actually I'm going to cut this video a little bit short, so I will see you next time. We'll continue grinding next time. Take care now.